Hello guys, and welcome back to some more World of Tanks. Today I'm bringing you several replays in multiple different tanks. First one is in the Dragon. Even though, it's been a while since this came out, but damn, it's still a very fun tank to play. Still a little bit broken if anything. But yeah, I'll just let these kind of play out for you for a sec, and I'll join you for more of a commentary in a second. Right, so I was getting attacked from the other flank at that point, so I thought I'd rush this guy, finish him off. He's going to be a pretty easy kill with I've got my Hesh rounds loaded. I put Hesh rounds in mainly to because I was hedging the bets. We're not top tier, I don't believe, but we are seeing a lot of tier 7s, so I was hoping that my Hesh rounds would be good to get some extra damage, but unfortunately we are coming across mainly heavily armored enemy tanks and the tier 8s, but now we can finally pen because they're giving us their sides. Now, like I said, an excellent tank this. Like I said, even though it came out a long time ago, it's still pretty damn awesome. Its Hesh rounds absolutely devastating against lightly armored tanks and tanks of a lower tier. But the APCR rounds can counter that if you're coming up against anything with armor as well. It's quite stealthy. It's just a very flexible tank with a big gun, basically. And most tanks will struggle against this thing. In the right circumstances, right? You can still have bad games in it. It's just, if like I said, I was going up the Japanese TD line at the moment, so going out in stock tanks, maybe using guns that aren't particularly competitive or anything like that. So when you're having a bit of a bad time, it's nice to go out in a tank that's got bit of everything really, and you know you're not gonna have terrible games, like 5 terrible games in a row with this thing. You're gonna have a decent time. Now I'm pushing this artillery, and it actually isn't where I thought it was. Somehow it's so the camo on that thing is insane. It's a massive vehicle, but somehow it managed to drive away and get away from me. I'm trying to feather this shot in. Yeah, don't happen because it's HE. That truck would have got received the blow, but unfortunately, yeah, ended up not getting that final kill, which is quite annoying. We would have got very close to 4,000 damage if that had hit, and 5 kills. But we got first class and over 4,000 combined. So it's a very decent game, especially after having so many bad games in the stock grind. So yeah, and the next one is in the Earthshaker. Now this tank is very good again. It's got, like the Dragon, it's got great Hesh rounds. And it's a Centurion. I like Centurions basically because I like gun depression. I like being able to work ridge lines, and this has that, and it's got a good punchy gun as well. As you can see, I was a bit concerned that we get rushed because we are quite slow, and for some reason the rest of my team is just not coming up. Seem to be quite reluctant to push, which is a bit unfortunate. But luckily the enemy doesn't is doing basically the same thing, really reluctant to be pushing or being on the front line. We know we can possibly be on the front line, especially since there is no artillery. We're pretty safe unless they push with a good amount of tanks. And there's unfortunately this is a KV2. I actually was rushed that shot because I saw the outline and was like, oh no, that's a dreadnought, which obviously is going to do us some real damage. But yeah, it's only a KV2. But unfortunately at this point there is tanks to the side of me, so I don't want to be exposing too much of my top of my tank at this point. And of course it hits his gun. Finally it managed to hit the shot, hits his gun mantlet, and only does 100 damage. Very annoying, but there you go. Yeah, well, and this is very annoying. We were struggling to pen. That was a bad shot from me, but multiple times I try to hit this guy in pen, and he moves right at the wrong time, and I missed that shot on his cupola. He managed to pen, but yeah, bit annoying. Don't know why he's rushing. It's a really bad idea. But he gets away with it, actually gets a penning shot, but we managed to finish him off. That's the main thing. Are we going to push this this hill again? That KV2's out in the open again. Lovely shot, but again, could have finished him off or done a lot more damage if they had the Hesh rounds in. Just annoying, really. Yeah, there we go. Hesh didn't really need the Hesh rounds there to finish him off, but you know, it is what it is. We managed to pen him there. And lucky little shot there. Again, didn't pen him. Could I have done more damage in this game if I didn't load Hesh, so much Hesh? Yes. But at the same time, I could have done, if I did manage to load, if I did manage to pen a lot of these shots, then I would have had a lot more damage than I did in this game. So it's, you know, risk and reward really. I took the risk, didn't pan out, but at the end of the day, I still had a good game, and we still won. And at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. I'm waiting for this guy to make a mistake. He does. Managed to get a lovely shot into his turret there. And see if I can pull a shot onto this guy. It'd be lucky if we do, and we managed it. How we pen. So we got over 3,000 damage and a couple of kills. There ain't many tanks left to shoot at, so we're going to rush in. But it's unlikely we're going to get much more out of this game. I see there's a TD, so we keep the Hesh loaded. Unfortunately, when we do get into it, it's actually a very heavily armored TD. I was hoping to keep it keep it tracked is what I was kind of aiming for right now with the Hesh in. Just so that, because you know, all our tanks are going for him right now, so it's very unlikely I'll be able to finish him off. But if I can keep him tracked, get a bunch of assisted, yeah, and I'm going to struggle to get a shot in right now. Lead the shot. We actually get a pen. Unbelievable in the cupola. That was a very lucky shot. And we get close to 4,000 at the end of the game. Got a first class. Yeah, very nice game. Could have been better. Obviously, could have been a lot worse. So let's go with that. Next game is in the Ho-Re 2. Obviously, one of the replays as I was going up the Japanese TD line. Sitting here on the Red Shire, basically just to, if the enemy pushes our team on this flank, I'll be able to get lots of shots, but it does look like majority of our team is going on this flank. So probably not going to be, the enemy's probably not pushing this flank because we're going to be winning it. So we are going to push up in a minute, just get into a better position. Want to be able to get some cross shots across the enemy flank, because I'm guessing if they didn't come this flank, they probably are all camping on that hill on the C3, C4 kind of area. But we do have a enemy super heavy pushing up in the middle of the town, which not sure why you would do that. Maybe just frustrated with how slow the vehicle is, I suppose. But yeah, he's just going to be. I'm going to just rinse him for majority of his hit points, because why not? He's probably not going to spot me at this range either. We're just putting lovely shots into the side. No real point in firing the secondary gun, to be honest. I'm not going to pen him. We do hit his ammo. It probably has repaired it, but if we try to get another shot onto that area, we do bounce that shot. It was a bit of a funny angle. I think I hit one of his mini turrets there at a bit of a weird angle, and it bounced, which is a bit unfortunate. Obviously, that would have been nice to have a bit more. Another hit of damage there. Didn't get the kill either, but we didn't take any hits, so can't say better than that, right? Now, just kind of, as you can see, the enemy team is crumbling at this point, but our team isn't really taking the best advantage of this. We are just pushing on one side of the map rather than trying to get a good control of the map. Now we push up to this hill. trying to support our team at this point. Good chance we might get spotted. So we do have to be a little bit more careful. And we haven't got any foliage to hide behind either. We've got a couple of guys there. We've got some TDs who are just creeping over that edge there. We might be able to get a couple of shots on, but we're kind of wanting these guys to push out here so we can actually get some shots across. As you can see, we actually our team is pushing in a very stupid way, unfortunately, like 1 or 2 tanks at a time, and the enemy's just managing to equal the teams out at this point. We've only got 3 rounds of normal ammunition, so obviously once those are run out, we're going to more likely to pen our shots. But as you can see, they have actually taken the 1 and 2 line and kind of pushing towards our base. Obviously we don't want to be capped out. That's never a fun time. Seeing what the enemy's doing here. That guy has pushed out behind his rock, but I'm still spotted, unfortunately. Don't really want to be taking any hits if not necessary. He's sitting there. We managed to put a shot into him. We pull back and take, just in case he shoots in this direction, which is probably what I would have done, and we take him out. So we got the we've got no choice anyway. We've got premium in now for this heavy, which is probably good because we might bounce the occasional shot even side on. Got pretty decent armor, this thing. Just the top of his turret, managed to get a shot in. Yeah, the enemy team is it's doing us a bit of a nasty right now, equaling the teams out a little bit, which is unfortunate. Yeah, really unfortunate to be honest, because we had a big advantage there and we kind of wasted it. I'm going back to defend the base and this hopefully get a little bit of support from this TD. It looks like there's only looks like we're still going to win this game, right? But like I said, I really do not want to be capped out when we're so close to winning. And again, a bit of a slow vehicle this, unfortunately, taking us forever to get into position. He's on such little hit points right now. We switched to HE so we can smash him to death. Getting a second kill would be very nice, since we've only got the 1 kill at the moment. Just kind of waiting for him to make a mistake at this point. Unfortunately, not much is happening. Our TD on the K line is starting to move towards the enemy. I'm at this point thinking, even if I do kill him, I'm only going to get like 30 damage. Is it really worth it? But I'm worried that he will push up, and as our 2 heavies push towards the A1 area, he might get flanking shots and possibly pull this back for their team, which is again a possibility. Just because of the slowness of those rounds, don't get that hit in. But our other TD actually does take him out. So we're going to head towards their A1, A2 kind of area. Will we get there in time? Unfortunately, one of their TDs is taken out, so that just remains that 1 TD. Will we actually get any damage on it? We're just going to rush at this point because we've got full set of hit points. Even if he does take us out, we should get some spotted assist, and it's just there. It's fine. Fully aim it in. I haven't been spotted, so that's very nice. And bang, another hit, and get a second kill of the game. So we get over 5,000 combined. That's very nice in the first class. Um, yeah, we only came second in that game as well, so that's not bad at all. And we actually made credits. Now, I find it very, very difficult to get credits in that the Japanese TD line. I think just because it's just an expensive tank to repair, and the shells are quite expensive in that thing. I have been loading a fair amount of premiums, obviously, just to get me through the tank line as quickly as possible. And as you can see, the usual kind of thing has happened. We are in the MBT 80. Tank I quite enjoy. Bit lackluster on penetration, but overall a very decent tank. As you can see, our team is rushed to one side. They rushed down the 9 line, which means if the enemy rushes the AB line, they're going to have the advantage because they're going to have map control. Yeah, so we are not going to rush up to the normal kind of hill area in the C, the B1 and B2 kind of area, which is where I normally would play. But I only got up to that when I think my team I've got support from my team, and there we are. Not many of our allies on this flank, so we are going to sit here using our gun depression and try to hold out. Really, now that doesn't normally work out in Cold War. It's usually both teams just stick together and rush one flank, and sometimes they bump into each other, sometimes they don't. And at this point in time, it's like, well, where are the rest of the team? Our team is taken out. They're taking the 0 and the K line, pretty much. But we are now just sitting on the 0 line, and we're not pushing forwards. But neither are them. Which is very unusual. So we are gonna just kind of sit here to stall the enemy, just to make sure they don't capture our base, just to make sure they don't flank the main lot of our team. That normally means that we're probably not going to get much damage or many kills, but it does mean make it more likely that our team's going to win. But they're not doing that either. Neither team seems to want to push, which is very unusual for Cold War. It's usually a very quick games in Cold War. I mean, it's very unusual to have a game past 5 minutes. And yeah, we've almost reached that point already. Yeah, we're just kind of using our tank as it should be, really. Hold down. And we're firing Hesh at the moment because the enemy team are doing exactly the same, playing the tanks how they should be, using the gun depression, and we're struggling to pen them, and they're struggling to pen us. So, a bit of Hesh, doing a little bit of damage, better than nothing. We're just kind of waiting for our team to push in so that we can do the same on push on this flank, but we're not going to push on our own because we're going to be outnumbered. And we're going to die pretty quickly. So it's a bit of a stalemate right now. There's not much we can do about it. But like I said, it feels I've had mastery games in the MBT 80, right? But I enjoyed this game a lot more than I enjoyed those mastery games, because the mastery games were just very one-sided. We just rolled into the enemy, and we won by quite a bit. I prefer games that are a little bit more strategic and last a lot longer. It feels like I'm actually playing against other intelligent human beings rather than just like bots who just rush towards rush, rush across the other side of the map to, you know, playing feels like they're playing Mario Kart rather than a game about tanks and strategies and things like that. So we're getting few shots here. We're not doing much other than just holding position really. We've got about 3,000 combined, which isn't particularly good in Era 2, but we will get more before the game ends. Don't you worry. Again, it's still weird because the teams are now equaling out, which shouldn't really be the case, right? Because the enemy, we had a massive advantage because we were quite a few tanks up, but instead of carrying that momentum on, our team is just sat at the 0 line, and I would love to be able to take advantage of the numbers we had. But unfortunately, on this flank, there's only 2 of us, so kind of just waiting for the guys on the other flank to, try something different other than just sitting at the back. And yeah, again, but then that can occasionally happen on Cold War because of True Vision, right? They're just they're not willing to push across this open ground and get shot. And I guess it's the same for our team. Now, we have been having a bit of a contest against this Thumper. He's been going for me, and I've been going for him. I've been throwing Hesh rounds at him, and he's been doing the same. He's did a little bit of damage to me, but I've been doing a bit more. I've landed a few more hits against him. But not really much to make much of a difference to each other's hit points. And now, obviously, we're out of Hesh rounds. All we've got is our normal and premium rounds. I haven't even fired any of our premium rounds yet. Kind of rushed that shot, unfortunately. I have been rushing a lot of these shots just because, if I get taken out, they're probably going to rush this flank. And again, rush that shot, unfortunately. As you can see, they have the advantage now. This guy's pushing up. I've got one shot into him. Not enough to take him out, unfortunately. I take a speculative shot over to where I thought the enemy tanks were just a minute ago. As you can see, we've reached up to the 3,000 direct damage, 1,500 indirect damage. We actually get a kill, which is nice. And unfortunately, our team has dwindled. It's just me on this flank, and these 2 guys sat back. I mean, it's rather annoying because, again, we only won this because both teams were pretty rubbish, right? If I was the enemy team, I would be rushing and trying to finish me off, and then pushing into the valley so they don't get shot. But no one's really rushing to kill me. Finally, one of my teammates is coming to join me and hopefully support me on this flank. Not sure really what the other guy... I'm guessing the other guy can actually see some of the enemy tanks, else I don't know what he's doing there. Just sat there twiddling his thumbs, I guess. And we got a 2 or 3, I think 2 or 3 of the enemy tanks are in that town. Which means they can be shot by our other guy that's camping, I suppose. Which does mean there's like at least 2 tanks at the, I guess, C1 and C2 area. Just kind of, again, still just waiting. Not much I can do on my own. There's no point in pushing because I'll just get shot from 2 different directions. I'll get taken out pretty quickly. We are actually having that heavy come to help us, which is nice. But we've still got that guy camping. I really don't know what he thinks is going to change if he sits there. As you can see, the time is ticking. We've only got 4 minutes left on the counter, so something has got to happen, else we're going to lose this game, because it works on how much damage each team has done, basically, and obviously that is very hard to calculate because you don't know what enemy, the combined hit points of all the enemy tanks are on both teams. But if they've got more tanks alive, that's more likely they're going to win the game in general, right? Managed to finish off that guy, so it's now 3-4. He's managed to feather that shot in. That was a very lucky shot. Seeing what he can do. Yeah, I was unlikely to pen that, but kind of at this point I kind of wish I had a few more hash rounds just to whittle down some extra health, just in case the timer does go out. If I could feather a couple more shots into that guy using hash, and just even if it's taking out 100 health, it's better than just sitting here not getting any damage or bouncing shots. And finally, that heavy is finally pushing up. It's going up towards the town by looks of things, or is he going around to the cap? It's hard to know. It looks like he's going towards the cap, maybe to put pressure on the cap. Yeah, rush that shot again. This heavy's come back again. Don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's trying to change his direction, but as you can see, at this point I don't actually realise how little time we've got left on the counter. It's lucky that guy next to me is taking that guy out. It's now 3-on-3. At the moment, just being spotted, targeted is a bit annoying. If I was unspotted at this point, I might have actually rushed up towards that hill. And that TD is now being spotted up by our teammate on the other flank, and he actually takes a guy out, so it's now 2 versus 3. Now I've still got most of my hit points. I might as well rush in. Less than 2 minutes left as well. Again, didn't realise this at the time though, so else I would have probably rushed in a bit quicker. And this is where the last of the team has got to be, right? They haven't spotted anybody else up recently. Not sure why they're just sat at the back there. There you go. He's taken a hit. He's almost dead. If we can get him, basically he's dead at this point. We're rushing in. The other guy is also rushing in. Fired some smoke. And there he is. Taking a hit, but just left him on a tiny bit of health. Can we ram him to death? We rammed him to death. That's nice. Tracked us, unfortunately. Yeah, this guy's just in my way a bit. I presumed the other guy was going to be in the town, right? Because that's where the majority of the enemy team is. But he was saying... one of my teammates was suggesting he wasn't there anymore. Don't know why the last enemy team member would be down by the cap, but apparently he actually is. So we've only got 17 rounds left. So we're going to rush him because we thought no one else would be able to get hits on him, but apparently he is possible to get hits on him from there. Of course, bounce the killing shot, but that ramming shot will do it. Anyway, if you did like the video, guys, give it a like and subscribe, bringing you more replays like this in the future. Anyway, bye guys.